Hello, I'm Mitchell Fray. This is another video log, basically focusing on research of dimethyltryptamine, abbreviated as DMT, which is the drug I supposedly take during Kyle's micro. I've written down what I'm going to say. After watching and reading many videos and stories about people's experiences with DMT, I've narrowed down what I believe a DMT trip is to be like. It's often referred to as the spirit molecule. It's a psychoactive compound which exists in humans and every living organism on the earth, basically. It was first synthesized in 1931 by Richard Mansk, who was a Canadian chemist. The way I take this DMT is I inhale it. It's recommended by many other stories that you should do it in small inhales, like several different ones, but Carl's told me to do one massive one. And okay, the research I've done is a standard dose for vaporized DMT is between 15 to 60 milligrams. This is generally inhaled in a few breaths. That's what I just said. The effects last for a short period of time, usually about 5 to 15 minutes, depending on the dose. The onset after inhalation is very fast. It says here it usually takes less than 45 seconds and the peak effects are reached within a minute. The most common way to administer DMT among people who use it is to vaporize it, so hence why I think we're inhaling it, because it's the most realistic form of taking it. The inhalation of DMT is most effectively achieved by vaporizing it through the use of a glass pipe. A bong, basically. I don't know what kind of pipe I'm using yet. I'll find out on the day. The vapour is sometimes described as harsh, and some users even compare its flavour and aroma of that of burning plastic or mothballs. So basically, when I inhale this DMT, my director has told me to just take one large inhale. Due to my research, which I've just said, I will portray horrible expressions on my face and try to describe to the audience how harsh it is. Shortly after my inhale, I will roll my eyes to the back of my head and appear unconscious. DMT, it's got the basics of psychedelics. Basically, it elevates blood pressure, heart rate, and pupil diameter expands. Okay, now psychologically and mentally, the DMT experience can be overly intense, potentially causing overwhelming fear and difficulty integrating experiences if I'm not mentally prepared, which I think Narc is prepared, but it's still a bit confused about it all. So I think I'm in between there. I'm not quite sure yet. I'll look into that. It's not addictive, so it's not really important because you only see me take it once. Just like all psychedelics, there's a chance of paranoia. Or basically a bad trip, and basically I think when I come into contact with id, I'm going to start being slightly paranoid, and with fear I'm going to be scared and frightened, because obviously she's counteracting love's speech to me, and I'm a bit like, ooh, who do I go for? When the audience see me in the corridor to begin with, in scene 3, I think I'll just burst into incredible fascination with my surroundings, as it's very strong. So I'll start focusing on non-important objects or paintings or drawings that will be surrounded in the play. The visual side effects of DMT are apparently very intense and alien. It has been described by many sources as a completely different universe. One interview I watched with a volunteer of DMT described that it begins by analysing every object in the room. The example he gave was you'd stare at an object in the room, say a lamp, and you would see the lamp levitate, then all the components detach from one another, say the screws and bolts, the bulb, the wires. So obviously I'm going to be in a bit of a trance at first, then I'll start coming to terms with what's going on when I start talking to id and ego. And the lights and colours will be more saturated, my senses will be enhanced, so my ears will be twitching every now and then, and my eyes will be wandering off and start, fidgeting and stuff. Basically I'm going to be an absolute airhead during the trip. Thanks very much.